They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make
King Harold, King's Roulette, King's Club Low Roller, $500 buy-in, $500 bankroll, probably. And so we're going to be looking to try to make $75 of 15%. And we are going to be playing at a D'Alembert of $1 units, 4 units up, 2 units down. We're going to play column selects dozen, and dozen selects columns, and try to trap a little bit. So we're going to start at the $4. The 18 is in the third column, so the $4 goes on the third dozen. The 18 is in the second dozen, so the dozen selects the $4 where we go here. We're going to go up 4, down 2, and try to make some money for the low roller. So it's an even split, so we stay at the $4 bet. The 12 is in the third column, selects the third dozen, and it's in the first dozen, which selects the first and the second columns for $4 bets. We're at 4 units, dollar units, $4 up 4, down 2. And that's another split, so we're still up 4, down 2. The 23 is in the second column, puts the $4 bet on the second dozen. And we select columns 1 and 3 for $4 because the 23 is in the second dozen. And another split bet puts us on a $4 bet in the first dozen and a $4 bet in the first and second columns. Trying to trap here and make a little bit of money for the low rollers. And we picked up a little piece of change there so that we get to go to a $2 bet in the third dozen because of the 12, because of the 7 being in the first column, and a $2 bet on the first and the second columns because of the 7 being in the first dozen. $2 bets. We went down 2 after the win at 4. And now we just won 6. So we were at the basement, so we're going to go to a $3 bet. Climbing back out of the basement by 1 unit. The second column gets the second dozen. The $3 unit, the 5 is in the first dozen, so it gets the first and second columns, $3 units. The 34 gives us a $3 on the first dozen because it's in the first column. And the 34 gives us a $3 on the second and third columns because it's in the third dozen. Columns, dozens, dozens, columns, trying to trap. And we're staying there with the $3 bet. The second column selects the second dozen. The 29 puts us on second and third columns, $3 bets. And now we go up to a $7 bet. The 31 is in the first column, $7 on the first dozen. And the 31 gives us a $7 bet on the second and third columns. We went up 4 units from 3 to 7, up 4, down 2. We're at $7. And that gives us an $11 bet. The 22 is in the first column. The $11 bet is there, and the $11 bet is going to go on columns 1 and 3. And so that win is going to drop us down 2 units to a $9 bet on the first dozen because of the first column. $9 is down 2. The 7 is also going to put us on the first and second columns with a $9 bet. That's because I missed a bet. I put $8 on the second column there. So we're going to go to a $9 bet on the third dozen because of the third column, and I'll get the $9 right this time. And this is a $9 bet on the first and the second columns because of the 9 being in the first dozen. $9 bets, $27 out. That's going to put us to a $13 bet on the third dozen and a $13 bet on the first and the second columns.
Is it 13, right?
13, right?
13 number was it? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. 13 in each position. And that's a nice $39 bet, puts us at $11. Mm-hmm. And the 31 puts us at $11 on the first dozen. Column selects dozen. $11 goes up to the second and third columns. And we're trying to trap there. And that keeps us at $11 on the split that we got there. $11, 32 is in the second column, gives us $11 on the second dozen, gives us $11 on the second and third columns. Columns and dozens, dozens and columns, same routine. Up 4, down 2, $11 right now. So we have $11 to put on the second dozen because of the 5 being in the second column. And it's in the first dozen, so $11 on the first and second columns. Looking for $75. Trying to get there, low rollers. And that $33 helps there. That's a 13. That gives us a $9 bet. And the 13's in the first column, which gives us a $9 bet on the first dozen. And the 13 gives us a $9 bet on the first and the third columns because of the 13 being in the second dozen. We're at $67. We're one win away. It's a hard one to get sometimes. And we got there, I believe. Check the angel, get the bookkeeper out.
Yep.
So, low rollers, you went $19 over your 15%. Congratulations. You now have $594 that you can go back home with. You're not going to play longer. You've been at the wheel long enough. You've made your money plus some. So you're going on with it. We're going to roll out the keys to the kingdom. We're going to roll it out to the kings and queens only. So you're going to have to elevate your status to king and queen. You have problems doing that, you email us. We're going to help you get that done. We want everybody in the kingdom to be a king and queen, at least for a month, so you can get the king and queen status, so that you can get the keys to the kingdom. It is a 3-pronged assault on the wheel. That is what the keys of the kingdom is, and you're going to see it. We're going to give it to you. Demonstrate it, and you will have it forever. Moreover, somebody talks to you about the keys to the kingdom, you're going to have paid for it yourself, so you're going to be very hesitant just to simply give it away. Things that are given away are not appreciated. Free stuff is never appreciated. You can look back on your lifetime and see that for yourself. Things that you pay a fair price for getting for a fair product. Now, we've given away things now for 3 months here. We've put in hard work for you. We've given winning strategies after winning strategies. Even today's, you saw how controlled it was, how winning it is. As long as you observe all 4 tenets of the algorithm, you are going to be able to be successful. And with Keys to the Kingdom, you're going to be more successful. We need everybody to fully appreciate all that's going on here in the kingdom and to join at the king and queen level so that then we can demonstrate it. You can't figure out how to get to a king and queen level, email us. We're going to bring it into you. So we've got guests in town right now. We got David and JP here having some fun, and we're going to keep doing that. Then going to send them back to the East Coast. King's ready to go back home, but it's so nice to have them out here. And for today, what you've seen, what you're going to see going forward, everybody being a king and queen, and what we're going to do after that, you're going to see it all. We still have more horse racing. I've won horse racing for the last several days. We got more of that coming at you. We got more ways to win. Blackjack, I'm formulating everything right for it. There's a couple of times we'll split. There's a couple of times we'll double. Very rarely, though. And then we can go to the pass line on the craps table, and I can show you how to win there. I can show you what all the combinations are on the dice and how they come up and which ones come up most often and which comes up at what level and how to play that. So we can show you all of that too. We're going to be doing a variety of things. So for today, for the angel, the king bids you adieu.